see these mothers, they're bending over at the waist, putting DVDs in the DVD players. I don't know how they do it. How do they do it? Oh, the way they push that stroller with the round wheels. Yeah, and the baby in there. It's the most difficult job on the planet. Scientists got to go in a back room and figure it out. How the fuck are we going to get all of this into this? I mean, what year does this guy think this is? This is crazy. This is like Buck Rogers. Dude, my kid has a birthday in like 11 months. Steve Jobs just walking by. I don't hear any thinking going on in there. Just strutting around the office, eating some pretentious fruit like a pear. Right? Just throwing out ideas. Pages on the screen that aren't even there. Yeah, wrap your fucking heads around that, guys. See you in 8 years. Where you going, Michael? Big, little, get on it. Right? And all these people slave away to make his vision come true. And then they have the big nerd fest, right? Down there, Comic-Con, and all their nerd mecca. They're all showing up with their Acne and their Hulk shirts, limping into the arena, right? That whole advertising, the way they aligned themselves with some of the greatest people of all time. Jesus, Gandhi, me. Remember that? Muhammad Ali, John Lennon, this guy. How the fuck was that dude like any of them? Gandhi didn't have a sweatshop. Nah, he didn't have people leaping to their deaths only to catch a net and get ricocheted back through the window to have to put together yet another iPad. Leaping to their deaths only to catch a net and get ricocheted back through the window to have to put together yet another iPad. John Lennon didn't have children in his basement pressing those fucking albums. I know. New phone can't fit the old charger. This is your hero? This is the guy? This is what all the silence is about? New phone can't fit the old charger, so then you got to throw it out, ends up in the ocean around some octopus's neck. Do you realize how much sea life is ecstatic that man is no longer walking the earth? That's where it all ends up, you know. Doesn't go in a landfill, ends up in the ocean. You realize that? I hate people who say I don't pollute. I don't pollute. Yeah, you do. You use shit and you throw it out. What, you think because you put it in like a basket, it just poof, disappears? Everything you ever used is somewhere. You ever think about that? Remember that flannel shirt you bought back in the day when you got into Pearl Jam? That's out there somewhere. Probably on some porpoise's face. He's trying to get it off. Stupid little flippers. All the fads. You remember rollerblading? Remember that? Everybody had them. We set up cones. We did little tricks, right? One little homophobic joke killed that entire fad. What's the hardest thing about rollerblading? Telling your parents you're gay. Full-grown adults. Dude, I'm not gay. I don't have the cooties. These mean I suck dick. And they just threw them out. They end up in the ocean. They're made out of plastic. They can't biodegrade. They just break down to little cubes. Fish are breathing them in. 6 months later, you're going out, you're getting sushi. I watch conspiracy theory and like slap fights till like 2 a.m. on YouTube, you know? Yeah, I start like piecing shit together. I'm becoming that guy. I'm like that guy, you know, you sit there, you're sitting there drinking in a bar and all, you know, some guy's cool, you're talking about the game, then all of a sudden he's just like, you know, there's no gold behind our currency. You realize that? You're like, oh yeah, that's great. Pick up your drink, just fucking walk away. Oh, that's what I'm becoming. Totally into conspiracy. That's why I think Barack Obama's going to win the election. I think they're going to let him win because they're in the party, and I think that they need a black guy to blame it on. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Dude, it'll totally feed into the rednecks. They'll be like, you see what happened? Dude, he's only half black. Well, that's the half that did it. That's what happened. I bet the white half was saying. That's what, see, I'm just fucking losing people. I am. I just look at TV and nothing makes sense to me. I'm sick of them. Nothing makes sense to me. I'm sick of them telling me shit is shocking that it's completely obvious. Crocodile hunter dies. Oh, can you fucking... Yes, I can totally believe it. It's why I watch the show. I watched it every week because I knew eventually he was going to fucking die, and I wanted to see it. Right? Oh, like that dog, the bounty hunter video, or the phone message he left. You know, people are like, can you believe he left the Steak and Shake? And he's busting out a little Beethoven. God damn, I owe this guy an apology. You know, God, I'd love to see his iPod. I can't imagine the eclectic mix of music. There's so much time I spend alone on the road, man. I actually spent so much time alone on the road, actually like contemplated milk to the point I can't even fucking drink it anymore. Sitting there drinking, like, man, this stuff is great, tastes awesome, you know. Then I started thinking it comes out of the carton, and I just did the police work. It comes out of a cow, and I'm like, Dad, I want a brand new 2008 Bulldog, all right? I don't want some like 1995, half a Labrador. It's got part of its ear chewed off, you know. Every time I go to use the toaster, it starts freaking out. You know, because his last owner hung him from the ceiling fan every time the Jets didn't cover the over, you know. Dude, that is an animal. That thing could kill you. If a squirrel wanted to fuck me up, if it just started running at me, by the time I used to come home shit-faced and beat the crap out of the dog, right? I got no clue. I'm just, sitting there shuffling to the bathroom. Meanwhile, the dog's getting all amped up, like, fuck this shit, man. I promised myself I wouldn't let this happen again, all right? It's time to man up, man up. Ah! It's flying at me. Takes a big chunk out of my neck. Then what? I'm laying on the ground bleeding. What are they going to do with the dog? They're going to take him right back down to the prison like some repeat offender, have like shackles on him and stuff. He's just sitting there hopping back in. We knew you'd be back. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Get me a milk bone, you know? Wheel him in like Hannibal Lecter with like that lampshade around his neck. I got to work on my temper, though. Something I really got to do. I let like the thoughts just spin away, you know? I was on a plane the other day. I actually had the urge to elbow an old lady in the face. Waddling around me, and all of a sudden I just feel my elbow like, dude, you're going to take this shit? This is ridiculous, man. The whole half of the plane is watching it. Come on, man. Dude, we got a wide open shot. Just real life. Dude, you don't got to hit it that hard. And then you can play it off. I'm literally talking to my elbow like, dude, come on, man. We can't do this shit, all right? This chick's like 95 years old. We can't do it. I thought I had my body under control, and she got like to right about there, and then I felt my foot like, dude, we could still trip her. Chiming in, like leaning into the frame, spitting out their ideas. It's just like, well, why are you talking? Right? You weren't elected. Shut up. Your husband's not running a lemonade stand here. He's running the country. You don't just chime in. Let me guess, is this considered sexist? It is? Why? Well, okay, you just nodded there, lady. Let me ask you here. All right, at some point, there's going to be the first female president, right? Exactly. Which means at that moment, you're going to have the first male first lady, right? And when that happens, that dude needs to shut his trap. I don't want to hear a word out of him. I want to hear from the president. You, sir, go do some first lady stuff, all right? Go get yourself some gloves that go up to your elbows. Smile lady stuff, all right? Go get yourself some gloves that go up to your elbows. Smile and nod during speeches. Go put your own flair, redecorating the White House, right? Which leads you to Michelle Obama, right? Now she's sitting there holding up those hashtags. Remember that hashtag, bring back our girls? Remember that? It's like, that blew my mind. It's like, why are you showing me that? I'm a stand-up comedian. Like, what am I going to do? Call some Navy SEALs and solve it. What am I going to do? Show up with a sharpened mic stand? Hey, Michelle said to bring him back. Oh, it's unreal. I'll tell you what kills me. Hillary Clinton might run. She might run. That blows my mind. I mean, she became a senator. She went from being the president's wife to being a senator. Just like that. Lateral move. That's like Tom Brady's wife. It's like what? You hanging out? You just pick it up? I sucked at sports and then I banged Tom Brady and I don't know what happened. I just picked up a ball. I started lacing it. I'm leading receivers. It was incredible. I knew it was going to be like this. You know what's funny? There's actually people out there that think a woman being president is actually a good idea. Shit. They just come at you with like one horrible idea after another. They have the worst ideas. They do. You ever get to this one, they'll be like, you want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, fucking no! But you can't say that. You got to keep her happy, right? So what do? You agree? Yeah, let's go to brunch. See what I'm saying? Where are all those feminists then? You can't find them. They had no feminists in a house fire. You can take the most hardcore feminist, you know, some chick right in your face, you chauvinistic son of a bitch, you know, little short, little haircut, you know. Second those flames break out, she'll twist those little hairs into pigtails. Oh, I'm just a girl. I want to go play jump rope. Fuck about Facebook. Keep it off of Instagram. Dude, you understand? The guy's 80 years old. Do the math. This dude was born in 1934. That's 13 years before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. First 12 and a half years of this guy's life, he watched all-white baseball, and it was fine. First 12 and a half years. Up next, Whitey Willoughby. For this, you know? So I have like a reference or two. I don't want to be that old comic coming to the gig being like, what's up with this Monica Lewinsky? Is this crazy? I mean, this Y2K. I mean, is my stylist going to work? So I put this shit on. Dude, I lasted 90 seconds. 90 seconds. I was open-minded. All right, put it on. 90 seconds later, I'm like this old man. This isn't music. Now, what? Or you don't. And it's like, no. What I kind of learned is fucking everything is sort of a spectrum. Right? Not just autism, you know? I'm sick of words getting hijacked, all right? When I was a kid, like the spectrum was the color spectrum. Dr. J and the 76ers played in an arena called the Spectrum, right? So the first time somebody said to me, hey, my kid's on the spectrum, I'm thinking, no, he isn't. They tore that shit down in 2010. Even a case, a 12-pack, and jean shorts and a half shirt, right? And then this over here, this is like a teetotaler. Like, you know, I tried alcohol, I didn't like it. It just, you know, I've always been into books, you know. That's been my drug, you know. I like a good book, all right? And I'll tell you, when you see me reading that book, I am in that book, and I ain't taking that journey, right? But there's all fucking this. Like, my drinking got, like, all the way, I realized I couldn't. But there's all fucking this. Like, my drinking got, like, all the way, I realized I couldn't have it in the house. That's what it was. I just, like, consumed it, and then I got all the way to, like, right here, right? I mean, I wasn't sucking dick, but the donut shop was over the horizon. The donut shop was in view, and I was like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? I couldn't fucking stop. But then, so then I thought I was an alcoholic, so I went to, like, an AA meeting, you know, and the people were telling their stories. And after a couple people sharing, I was just going like, all right, I drink, but these people, Jesus Christ. I mean, they were animals. Yellow fingers, still smoking, chowing down pastries. And they're like, Bill, would you like to go up and share some of your stories? I was like, I can't fucking follow that. I had 3 tall bourbons and fell asleep to the Rockford Files. I don't think that's going to follow this guy, you know? I had 3 tall bourbons and fell asleep to the Rockford Files. I don't think that's going to follow this guy, you know? Missing teeth and selling his ass in the street. I can't follow that, right? But there was something going on, so I just realized, I can't have this shit in the house. It's in the house. I'm going to fucking consume it. Alcohol, even cookies. I tell my wife, get the cookies out of the fucking house, especially Oreos. I'm going to eat a whole fucking sleeve. And she says, well, why can't you just eat? Well, eat the whole fucking sleeve, and then I won't even brush my teeth. So I'll have that sugar morphine drip, like, coming down the back of my throat. and all these crazy fucking Keebler elf dreams or whatever. Get it out of the fucking house. That's what I need to do, right? That's what I learned. Like, I have no desire to do heroin whatsoever. However, if it was in my house long enough and the right set of circumstances came along, maybe I talked to my dad that day on the phone, tried to get a job done, and then you lose, and then he just psychologically has the advantage. But if you do it after 17, now you're just beating up an old man. You know, you see his anchor tattoo, you're like, ah, fuck, he was in the Navy. Jesus Christ, I'm beating up a veteran. Oh, man, I feel like a piece of shit here, you know? All right, here's another one for you. I didn't think I was homophobic, right? I didn't. No, because I didn't have a problem. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem, you know, them getting married or any of that shit. And I thought it was totally natural. I was just like, that's just like how you're born. And when people would be like, oh, no, it's a choice. They're choosing to be gay. I love when somebody said that. Okay, let's say it's a choice. Then that would mean being straight is a choice, right? So that would mean that you, at some point, hypothetically, had a dick and a pussy on the table and had a choice to make. See, on the table and had a choice to make, right? You were sitting there, all right, which way am I going to go? Well, let's see. This one hurts more, but I get to keep my house. And then this one over here feels amazing, but everything seems to disappear down into it. I mean, it's a coin flip. As far as I'm concerned, it's a coin flip. Straight, hey, Geronimo, right? So I realized, like, I want a woman. What the fuck are you asking me? I don't want some man. I didn't even picture a man. I just saw a male arm from here down to here with black hair with like grease on it just coming up my back, going, okay, just breathe. I'm like, ah! It feels better. You fixed it. Get me the fuck out of here. Yeah, so like, I like just the image of that. I like fucking recoiled. And I was almost like defensive. I was like, no, I want a woman, right? And then, you know, the way I look, I probably, in my age, I look like some creep that was looking for a fucking happy ending. You know, you can't be in there like, no matter how I said it, it came off like, yeah, I want a woman. I want a thing. It's like a gay come in. Yeah. Yeah, thinking I'm looking for a happy ending, you know, which I wasn't. But, you know, I will say I do have issue with them calling it a full body massage. It's like, it's not a full body massage. It's everything but street. And that doesn't feel, it feels weird. And I know what you guys are thinking. You probably think, oh, Bill, why don't you just rub one out before you go to the masseuse? It's like, because I won't make the appointment, all right? I'm going to fall asleep upright in the chair, and then my neck's going to be fucked up and my back. Now I got two problems. It would be great if they legalized it, though. You know what I mean? It'd be fantastic. You just have like a regular masseuse in there. You know, you got to have the real masseuse at the beginning, right? Because hand job, like most women, terrible hand job. Most women, terrible fucking hand job. Not even trying to get better at it either, by the way. Like the skill set. Like, you ever get this one, the 3 fingertips? Do you ever just get this? It's like, what are we doing here? Are we waiting for the next lunar eclipse? Is there, what I never thought I'd say this. This is just fucking annoying. You're just like annoying. Why don't you just flick the head of my fucking dick while you're at it? What are you doing? All right? You're supposed to be simulating penetration. Over immediately, right? Oh, it'd be fantastic. I would run a massage parlor like that, like a baseball manager. I'd have the real masseuse go in, eat up about 8 innings, and then I take the lube. All right, you're done. You did a great job. Then you bring in the lefty. All right, let's get in here, right? And she comes in, gives you a hand job better than 90% of the blow jobs you ever got in your life. Then you walk out of there, your body's loose, your balls are empty, you can hear your wife's voice again, and everything's good. Right? The dollar's crashing. Shit keeps you up at night. You're just thinking, what am I going to do when the zombies come? Right? Start reading up on shit. Get some powdered food. Plant some zucchini. Get a windmill. Right? And that's all well and good, but if you don't know how to fight, all you're doing is gathering supplies for the toughest guy in the block. Right? Thinking about that. What am I going to do? Some dude turn. So I'm like laughing my ass off. I'm like, dude, look, I just want to shoot the guy. I don't have to do a bunch of drywall work, you know?
reframe my diploma, get my parakeet another friend, you know? I just want to shoot the guy. So I'm like, you know, how about one of these pistols? So he does like that classic, like that redneck trailing off thing, like, you want a pistol? Go get a pistol. What do I know? I just been here 20 years. You know? Get a shiny one, right? So I was like, what's wrong with getting a pistol? Run around the house and assemble it. There's some dudes chasing me with an axe. You know, even thinking this thing through, sweetheart. Just running around. Where's the scope? It's in the living room. He's in the living room. Now, we're getting this thing. I want that fucking thing loaded right on the bedroom wall. Right there. I'll put that thing up my jam sleeves. Just like that. No other point. That's funny, though, when you talk about getting a gun, you know? People like, they either totally for it or complete. Go! No, I'm telling you. I don't buy into any of that shit. Stats are so fucking stupid. You know? Not that they're stupid, it's the way people apply them. You already have your mind made up, and then you go to I'mRight.com, and you start memorizing a bunch of shit, and just throw it up at people. This guy tried to get me to go scuba diving. I go, I'm not going, I don't want to get eaten by a shark. He's like, well, actually, 90% of shark attacks actually happen in shallow water. It's like, no shit. Yeah. Do you know what's hilarious about sexual assault? You know what's hilarious about it? Is how women are acting like that is a uniquely female experience. You know what's funny? I actually, to the letter of the fucking law, within the last 2.5 years, got sexually assaulted in this business by a woman. Yeah. And this is my story! The fucking law, within the last 2.5 years, got sexually assaulted in this business by a woman. Yeah. And this is my story! I feel like I can live my truth and be brave tonight and share this with you. It's a 100% true fucking story. I was doing stand-up. I was doing a private gig. All right? Private gigs are the fucking worst. You do a public gig, anybody can show up. It broadens what fucking Main Street or you're bombing. So all you do is listen to the first comic to hear what's working and what isn't. You just listen to him as he's up there struggling, going, okay, they like bread. Talk about bread. Get all the bread you can. Don't make fun of the troops. Stay away from the troops, right? So that's what we're doing, right? And the host gets him going, and then he brings up the first act. Okay, she goes on stage. She's not really a comedian, more of a personality. She does her bullshit or whatever, and I'm standing there looking at my jokes, figuring out what I'm doing. She wraps it up. He goes on stage. She goes to get off. I'm thinking, okay, I'm next. I'm looking at my stuff, and I just wanted to punch her in the back of the head as hard as humanly possible. Like, literally make her leave her shoes, you know? But the other side of my brain's like, oh, no, dude, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's a woman. And it's just spitball. Well, fucking boot her in the ass then. Boot her in the ass. Can't hit her, dude. Can't hit her. It's a woman. Well, fucking tell somebody. Tell somebody. And all I'm thinking is like, dude, I'm a guy. You can't fucking tell anybody. Nobody gives a shit what happens to a guy. I'm gonna walk up to another man and be like, excuse me, sir, but she just flicked me in my pee-pee and I didn't like that. And equal right, she did it to you, you do it back to her. It started making sense. Like, yeah, fuck that. Flick my dick. I'm gonna flick your clit. That's right. I'll fucking hit the man in the boat. Drop down, uppercut to the bush. Fuck this shit. Think I'm the kind of person who just can flick my dick and walk away like it ain't shit, right? And it was making sense till right when she got there. Finally, I just started thinking of all the sporting events I had watched. And I realized that the referee only sees the retaliation. He never sees the first aggression. And then you have to go to the yellow card, whatever the fuck you people do over here, right? You go to the penalty box. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about that, all right? You know, when I was a kid, I had a paper route and I was an altar boy, you know? Yeah. You're gonna have to do a little bit better than flick my dick over my jeans and my underwear. It's like, are we gonna do this or what? Like, what is happening here? It's the fact that she thought she could bully me. So after like fucking 3 days of this shit, I had a splitting headache and I started realizing, like, wait a minute, she's winning this thing. You know, here I am, still thinking about this, standing there crying like, but Daddy, I love you. He's like, get away from me. I never wanted children. And then he walked through a screen door and he like face planted into this above ground pool. And he had a tool belt on. And it just sort of pulled him under. And she ran out, she grabbed his foot and she was pulling and his boot came off and she sat down and she just watched him slowly drown. I don't know what happened after that. I just felt like this weight lift off of my chest. fucking temper, and it just ruined shit. And then my wife always says the same thing. She's always just like, I just don't understand. Where did that come from? Where is that coming from? It's you just go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. It's like, first of all, I idle at 75 miles an hour. All right? So don't give me this 0 to 100. I walked into this restaurant at 75. I could hear that guy talking too loud on his cell phone from the fucking parking lot. Yeah, I fucking tried. Swear to God, he made us hold him up. My mother's taking pictures in front of the Christmas tree. I'm just standing there like, hey, hey. Afterwards, I ran upstairs to my top bunk. And my dad knew he fucked up, to his credit. He came up, he tried to smooth it over. He's like, all right, come on back down. It's over. Come on down, enjoy the holiday. And I'm like, God, I don't want to eat this. I fucking hate you. Right? He eventually coaxed me down, you know. He softened up a little bit. Look, you don't get your fucking ass back downstairs. No one else. People did this shit. I remember this one poor woman said she was a PA, went into some director's trailer, and he allegedly came running out, masturbating vigorously while holding a shrimp cocktail. I swear to God. I know that's fucked up, but I gotta tell you something. It's a little bit funny that she felt the need to use the adjective vigorously after she said he was masturbating. And about, I don't know, 6 months in, they just sounded like bad dates. It was like, he was 10 minutes late, the chicken was cold, I think I was raped, career over. What about my side of the story? Fuck your side of the story. You have a dick and balls. We don't want to hear it. Yeah. It's really weird how the whole thing, it went from like nobody listening, men not listening to women at all, to just this total overcorrection that anything they fucking said means it happens, you know? They got these it's a little open-ended, huh? Just straight across the fucking board? All of them? Every last fucking one of them? What about the psychos? What about the ones that key your car and light your shit on fire because you didn't fucking answer a text? What about them? Huh? How about you believe like 88%, and that last 12% that's out of their fucking minds? You know, I think that's a fair percentage, wouldn't you? No? Are you too afraid to not believe? I know, that's the world we're fucking living in right now. Did you see Star Wars? I mean, somebody made that up. They made like fucking 15 of them, you know? People can make shit up, right? You're part of the fucking problem. Get the fuck out, you know? No means no, that's another one. No means no. It's like, no, it doesn't. All right? Look, no means no. No, that means no, all right? But no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh my God. You're being so bad.
Fight a lot over television, you know, so I don't know. I've kind of come her way, she's come my way. She watches a little bit of sports. You know, I occasionally will watch like a romantic comedy, which, you know, I don't care. You know, the nerd's gonna fuck the cheerleader. I'll watch it, right? I don't mind them. It's an uplifting story. I just don't like the love scenes in romantic comedies. They creep me out. They're just so fucking nice. It's like missionary style. There's candles. That stupid sack out. They're just so fucking nice. It's like missionary style. There's candles. That stupid saxophone music. It always goes down. Like the saxophone implies the penetration, right? Because they can't show it. They gotta make her this one-dimensional, this little angel. They ignore the other 90% of her sexuality. No hair pulling, no ass slapping, none of that shit. None of that taboo stuff. I remember the first time a woman wanted to get me to like choke her a little bit. I didn't even know what she was doing. I was just so psyched to be getting laid. I was just trying. And she just kept taking my hand and she kept putting it like right here. And then I didn't know what she was doing. I thought she was like testing my core strength or some shit. I was just like. And finally, I'm just like, what are you doing? She's just like, I don't know, just kind of like, you know, like squeeze a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of like.
You know what I heard about you guys? Actually, by the way, I've been over here for a week, and as an American, I gotta say something. You guys are pretty fat, too. Yeah. Specifically the men. I don't know what's going on with the men, but I don't give a fuck how fat you get. You're gonna pour yourself into your skinny jeans They still got him. It's like this.
Oh, I just noticed this thing came off. We can't have this. Just got to be continuity between the fucking shows here. Oh, Jesus Christ. This thing never comes off. It's right when you tape a fucking special, then everything just falls apart. Royal Albert Hall, huh? Where did you buy this mic stand, huh? Where the fuck did you get this? You know the mic stand guy's all fucking pissed off. Right, it's a jolly good fucking mic stand. I know you have a fucking yank. Fucking yank. You know what I heard about you guys?
Actually, by the way, I've been over here for a week, and as an American, I gotta say something. You guys are pretty fat, too.
Specifically the men. I don't know what's going on with the men, but I don't give a fuck how fat you get. You're gonna pour yourself into your skinny jeans. They still got them. It's like you're squeezing all the fat to the top like toothpaste. Right, make his point, just sitting down, all fucking smarmy. Oh, I care so much. I poured ice on myself. And I showed off my abs at the same time for the gram. No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm so glad that guy's fucking dead, though. Yeah. Look at you guys. You're hot. How much longer do you want him to suffer? You don't believe in an afterlife? Maybe he's up there now. His fucking legs work. He's getting a... Back in the day, this was the deal. If you were a person and you wanted to have sex with somebody else, but like nobody else wanted to have sex with you, and you know, you weren't strong enough to hold anybody down. I mean, you had to go. This is how it was. You had to go out. And you had to get a blow-up doll. And you had to fucking go out and get it. You had to fucking go out and get it. Right? You couldn't just order it off of an Amazon with the surprised look on its face. Maybe I'd like to take a shot at that. I don't know. The guy wraps it up, and then you finally get it. You give him the money. You fucking run out to the car. You have this whole weird emotion. You're like excited and you hate yourself. Thank God I finally did it. What the fuck is wrong with me? You just drive off. You go back to your little shitty fucking apartment, and you had to blow it up quietly. So none of your neighbors heard, just like... Then you got excited, start going a little faster. And just... Right? Now notice, 5 minutes ago, I brought up a blow-up doll. Didn't even have a joke, just said blow-up doll, and you all laughed. A blow-up doll. Who would do such a stupid thing? Right? That's weird. 5 minutes later, I say a robot that you can have sex with, dead silence in here. As if collectively you were all just like, well... What does it look like? Jesus Christ, that dude is everywhere. That's why I love old people. I love old people. They always with their family photos, cracks me up. They always, well, they're all proud, like, well, we had 5 kids, and then they all had 5, and da-da-da-da. It's like, yeah, none of you did shit. I don't recognize anybody in that photo. You just made 30 people who are all taking a shit every day that ends up in a river. That's not a family photo. That's an environmental disaster, and you framed it. You wouldn't have to recycle. Dude, there was 30,000 people, man. Everybody here, you could literally drive your own tank. You could drive a tank. You could throw toxic waste out the top. You could shoot a bald eagle right in the head. There's plenty of them. Plenty of them. Dude, they're shitting all over my tank. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Look, people, I don't read, okay? Seriously, none of my shit is... No, that's where we're going to be headed. How many more strip malls can you make? Places to get donuts and people to get their nails done. Everybody's all excited. This area is really exploding. It's really exploding. It's like, no, dude, people are fucking, and then they're just building more shit.
And being like, all right, well, that's why I drank the way I did. That's why I trashed women the way I did. All the fucking shit. I knew every fucking thing I did, good and bad, in that moment. It's like, all right, so now I got to get sober, and I got to fucking work my way through this shit. Because, my wife, I don't know if you guys noticed, I have a bit of a temper. No, not you, Bill, yeah. So here's the thing, but I didn't think, I'm so fucked up, and grew up such a fucked up time, that I didn't even think I had, right, you fucking bitch, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't yell at my kids, but what I do
is I still do is I flip out. So, like I said, I didn't think that this was a problem. My wife told me it was a problem, but I don't listen to her. You know? Why would I listen to her? All she does is criticize. You know? I got nothing but bad reviews on the fucking husband Yelp. It's just all, you know, didn't enjoy the experience. Thumbs down, half a star, never get a fucking attaboy, right? It was a breakfast time, right? For some reason, I had like 20 minutes to myself, which is really rare when you got 2 kids, 4 and under, right? So I'm thinking like, holy shit, I can actually make myself a breakfast. Like the old days. I'll make myself 2 eggs over easy. I'll make some toast. I'll make some bacon. Fucking burn it up the way I like it. It's gonna be the shit, right? So I'm having a great time, make myself a little Grand Slam breakfast. I sit down to eat. I got the OJ. I got the glass of water. It looks like a picture from a commercial. And right as I sit down to eat, my phone lights up, and I get a text message from my... He just swatted down. I was like, no, buddy, no, come here. I wasn't yelling at you. Daddy wasn't yelling at you. I would never yell at you. I love you, buddy. Daddy was yelling at the phone, okay? Dad yells at the phone when it says stuff that he doesn't like, okay? Your dad has issues, okay? I'm sorry, buddy. I would never yell at you. And I could literally feel their tears, like, drying in my shirt. I was like, buddy, come on. I would never do that, okay? I love you. You still love me? He's like, yeah, yes. And I go, okay, all right, buddy. And then I did that thing. You do that thing with a kid where you turn around and then you, like, push him in the direction you want him to go in? Zoned out. And if my kid's here, they're gonna fucking hear it. And I'm just sitting there, laying in the bed with the nerve to be upset with her. She didn't do anything. I'm just staring at her mouth as it's moving, not hearing anything. I just started thinking of the news. Like a news story just popped into my head. You know that news story every once in a while you see, like every year and a half, you just see some guy never committed a crime in his life. You know, went to church every week. Hey, don't scream like that. And the second I hear that voice, I'm like, you're right, buddy. You're right, buddy. Sorry, I'm just gonna download the app here. Download the app, and the amount of what it takes just to make some fucking toast. Oh, Dad, you said a bad word. You said a bad word. She does all of that shit, right? To the point, one night, we have like movie night once a week. It's my favorite thing. We'll watch some Pixar thing, you know. And one of those great movies, you know. They're great. They're for kids and they're for adults.
I hope you found that educational. Now to bring on a man I'm thrilled to have here. As I mentioned, this comic is simply one of the best in the world. We're thrilled to welcome Bill Burr. How are you? This one over here. What's on, man? How are you? I know, it's confusing. Yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Dressed up more. I know. You got the pocket square too. You're killing me.
Wait, I don't even own this suit.
Well, looks like you do. Looks tailor-made. The snazzy socks going. What's on, man? How are you? I know, it's confusing. Yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Dressed up more. I know. You got the pocket square too. You're killing me.
Wait, I don't even own this suit.
Well, looks like you do. Looks tailor-made. The snazzy socks going on.
Thank you. Oh, my legs. It is great to have you here. I'm a big fan myself, and you've been doing comedy a long time.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I meant that in a good way. How do you think Breaking Bad's going to end?
You know, hey, the snazzy socks going on.
Thank you. Oh, my legs. It is great to have you here. I'm a big fan myself, and you've been doing comedy a long time.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I meant that in a good way. How do you think Breaking Bad's going to end?
You know what? I have no idea, because whenever I do the show, like all they do is they just give me my little scene. Right. So I'm as big a fan as anybody. So it was such a thrill when I finally, I kept bugging my agent, trying to get on, and I finally tidbits of information, but I have no idea.
Right, but you're a smart guy. So,
oh, he's pandering now, isn't he?
I know, you like that? But
Yeah.
You're brilliant. You're a genius. Is there any clues while you're on set? Does Aaron Paul go home early any days? That's what I'm asking. You know, when they're shooting the last episode, you know? Did you hear a director go, all right, we're stabbing Skylar now? Like, did you?
No, they keep it really, really under wraps. I know what you know. That's
really?
Yeah.
I don't even I wouldn't want to know either.
That's
really?
Yeah.
I don't even I wouldn't want to know either.
Yeah.
People are saying you're the next Louis C.K. Not in a stylized sense, but in like
I'm a balding redhead?
Yeah. Other than that. Louis C.K. and Bill Burr.
Yeah, you got to watch out for us balding redheads. We're coming on. I think that's pretty much where the comparison ends. As far as I'm concerned because I am a huge fan of Louis, and I wouldn't so in front of me. He's also doing like one of the greatest shows on TV, writing, directing, acting in it, and all that. So
yeah,
he's put me to shame. That's what I'm saying.
You're on one of the greatest shows on TV right now.
I do stand up in strip malls. That's what I do. That's what I do. And occasionally I get some acting work, which is cool.
A lot of people know about that famous that when you took it out on Philly because they were a bad crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Your famous rant,
yep.
which you've since said you like Philadelphia, and that wasn't the issue. You were just giving...
People were the first guy off stage, and I went on like 3 hours after that. So by the time I got up there, it was a complete shit show. And I don't know. They started booing, and I snapped and decided I wasn't going to leave, and I just attacked everything that they loved.
Yeah. And well.
Yeah. And you know what? They're so twisted, they actually, they enjoyed it, and then when I came back to Philly, they do it so much, they don't even remember. They were like, oh, they're so twisted, they actually, they enjoyed it, and then when I came back to Philly, they do it so much, they don't even remember. They were like, oh, yeah. You know, I mean, I've seen them boo. I saw them boo, what was that, Destiny's Child? I saw them boo.
For what?
Because it was a bad management move. They sang at the NBA Finals. The 76ers were playing the Lakers. So I still remember it. They all came out, and they were like, yeah, I've been there. I've been there. Yeah. No, I was mad that they cut the commercial because I wanted to see if she did what I did. Like, you know what, guys?
You are sort of crazy. You're the only small gun advocate I know. You're like everyone's like, knowing you shouldn't have guns. Some people are like, everybody needs a gun. You're like, get a small gun.
Yeah.
Only if the apocalypse happens.
No, you get like a 22. It's perfect.
Yeah. Which I think you feel like the day the power goes out, you're gonna have to shoot all your neighbors.
Game and you like burn down your city like a riot. It seems so trivial, but that's like, yeah. They always what is that thing where they say a riot is an expression of? I'm too stupid to remember.
I don't know.
I know this. I know you're not nearly as happy as Michael Moore tried to make you out in that movie. Like,
no,
everybody's up here, you know, just having a good time and leaving their doors unlocked. Nobody ever gets smashed over the head with a bottle. It was such.
Oh no!
It just drove me nuts. You guys play enough hockey up here, you get that violent.
Oh,
time out. The NHL is you guys too. So all the owners had to agree with that. And you all had to be like, we gotta like expand this thing.
We thought we'd funnel money into Canada and keep it here, but you guys took it over, like you tend to do. But
well, I'm not going to apologize for that.
No, you're big on the
I mean, that's just business, dude. You're acting like we came and knocked you on the head. You know what we're about?
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah. Wait a second. Fellow white person, not native.
Dude. What are you doing? Huel. Hey, quit screwing around. We are here to do a job, not channel Scrooge McDuck. You hearing me?
I hear you.
Dude. Screw it.
They were trying to do, when we were laying on the money, they said that they wanted to kind of be almost doing like a homage to like pillow talk after sex, except but it was more like your love of money. And so just the two of us laying there.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, because did they let you go?
I didn't get Scrooge McDuck. I didn't get it.
That sounds like a you reference.
No, that was theirs.
You?
And I was sitting there going, Scrooge McDuck, I don't get that. And then, so I just delivered it like I understood it. And then,
that sounds like a you reference.
No, that was theirs.
You?
And I was sitting there going, Scrooge McDuck, I don't get that. And then, so I just delivered it like I understood it. And then I did that a lot on that show. Like when I had to talk about like chemicals, like benzene, nitrobenzene. I just would stress it like nitrobenzene, like I didn't have any idea what it was. But it worked because I was playing a guy conning people, so it was kind of funny that in real life and in the character, I had no idea what I was talking about. But anyways, the Scrooge, did you come up with that? LOL, that was hilarious. I was like, ugh, I must.
It sounds like a you. It sounds like you
fooled them again. I was too afraid to say it on set too that I don't get it because I was like, they're not going to bring me back. They think I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, Scrooge McDuck. That's a good line. Okay.
So we want you to sound off on some people quickly. What's your opinion on Miley Cyrus?
I don't really know who she is.
That's good enough for me.
No, I don't mean that in a mean way. I think, but I obviously saw a point that someone's banged her, and I think that really kind of messed with people. Like, she knew how to move. She's a woman now, and you know what? You guys need to get over it, all right? It's her body. I don't know. Like, back in the day, if you thought somebody sucked, you know, you just told your friends. You weren't able to, like, contact them and try to weird them out while they're eating toast, you know?
Yeah.
You know? So, no, that was like right when I thought I had built up a tough enough. Then the first time it happens to you, you're just not ready. You get like 25 great things, and then that one awful one. And you're just like, because there's always a little bit of truth in it.
Yeah.
With your big, stupid head. You know how many times you say you know, and you're like, I know, I keep saying you know, I suck. And it just starts messing with you. But then you start thinking about that person. Like, well, I bet they do something, you know? They probably do something bad. Maybe they suck at driving or something. They have things to work on.
When you see someone who hates you ever go to their Twitter feed?
One guy, he said, when are you coming to Dallas, you fucking ginger? And then I clicked on his picture, and he was overweight. So I just wrote back, I was there in April, you tub of shit. And he didn't write me back, and I felt good. I felt good knowing that I hurt him. Like, I'm really anti that whole somebody gets offended by a joke and then you go and apologize. Because the second you apologize, then you make that person right, like you meant it maliciously. If you're being malicious, apologize up for homophobia.
Right.
You know, the Asian group doesn't come at you when you're whatever, making fun of fatties. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I'm sitting here, they have like Kick a Ginger Day. People are telling us we're dying out. I mean, who's sticking up for me? So, you know, go f*** yourselves.
All right, fantasy hockey draft. Who do I pick first?
I don't play fantasy. I'll if you want to play pickup hockey, I'll do that. But I don't ever want to be that guy. If you want to play pickup hockey, I'll do that. But I don't ever want to be that guy in the bar where the other team scores, and everybody's like, and you're like, oh, but he's on my fantasy team. I have this team. In my biggest fantasies, this would be the team. It's just the worst thing. I like to know in the stats, because I used to collect football cards and stuff like that when I was a kid, and I knew where they went to school, and you know, I like that aspect of it. But I play with a lot of guys that are better than me, so it's been a good thing. I can skate pretty good, but I equate my stick handling to like texting while driving. It's a lot of this, so it gets puck gets taken away from me real quick.
Thank you so much for being here, and check out Bill Burr, BillBurr.com, and listen to his podcast. Bill Burr, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Comedy at JFL 42. The festival is moving along so fast, and one of the best of the new generations of comedians, John Mulaney, is in town. He'll be joining us on Thursday's show. Yeah. Yes. Tomorrow, our guests are opinionated actress, comedian Janine Garofalo, the hilarious Andy Kindler, and Match Game panelist and Juice Pig, or was he Corky?
This completed work under museum glass that is to be admired and studied. Like, how did she do that? And I'm like one of these guys, you know those buildings that just has scaffolding around it for like 6 straight years? So you're like, are they ever going to finish that thing? Is that some sort of insurance shop? Jesus Christ, what a piece of shit. You should just tear it down, start over again. Yeah. I have a temper. So that's the thing. That's what kind of ruins things. Everything else I do is fine, but I have a fucking temper, and it just ruins shit. And then my wife always says the same. Yeah, I fucking tried all of this shit, you know. Whenever she says that to me, though, I swear to God, I just don't understand where is this coming from? It actually hurts my feelings when she says that, you know? Because it makes me feel like she's not listening to me. It's like, honey, how many childhood stories do I have to tell you before you follow the breadcrumbs to the absolute lunatic that you married? Didn't you ever take a psychology class? I'm just standing there like, Afterwards, I ran upstairs to my top bunk. My dad knew he fucked up, to his credit. He came up, he tried to smooth it over. He's like, all right, come on back down. It's over. Come on down, enjoy the holiday. And I'm like, no, I don't want any kids. I fucking hate you. Right?
He eventually coaxed me down, you know. He softened up a little bit. Look, you don't get your fucking ass back downstairs. No one else can open that gift. I'm moving out. I said moving out. I go back downstairs all shit. She's seen glimpses of the anger, but I'm able to smooth it over really quickly. Like, whoa, Daddy almost snapped his phone in half. But I see it in her face. I can see the way she looks at me. She's starting to put it together like, this dude's a little fucked up, man. This is a little fucked up. I cannot tell you how heartbreaking that is to see from a toddler. Much less your own daughter. I'm like, I gotta end this thing, man. This rage, it has to end with me. I can't have an angry kid just walking around fucking kicking toys, fucking bullshit, just being like a lunatic. Meditating, wearing sweaters. I did that for a while. Like if I dressed like a regular guy, I'd be one. I drew a smiley face on a Post-it and stuck it on my dashboard. Like that was gonna help with my road rage. You know, driving down the street like, you motherfucker! I guess I've done that too. Thank you, smiley face. I remember one night I actually considered taking a bath. Because I was gonna call my wife. I was on the road and I was like, I don't want to have a fight with her. I need... There's just no way as a man to take a bath and not think about killing yourself. You know? There's just something about slipping into that coffin-shaped thing. It's like, am I gonna slit my wrists? Am I testifying against the mob? What the fuck am I doing here? I'm a man. I don't take a bath. You take a shower, hose it off, block out your feelings, keep walking till you drop of a heart attack. Literally, as you're going down, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. Not gonna like the results, miss. This is why I'm gonna do it, because if I actually don't have a temper, like, I just think to myself, like, what could my wife complain to me? Like, what could my wife bitch at me about, right? I fucking crush everything. I do. I take out the trash. Okay, the gate was squeaky the other day. I had to make sure that was done. You know? I pick up after myself. I like to think I'm a good dad. I work my ass off and make a... Can't do that. You gotta be nice. You gotta be fucking nice, especially this day and age, man. Everybody getting in trouble. All these goddamn groups out there. Bitch moaning and complaining. Anytime anybody says anything, we're kind of a group. You gotta apologize. I'm sorry to people who own Sharpies. I didn't mean to say that it's an ugly-ass dog. Right? You know what? Fuck you and your group. What about that? What do you got, like two? I'm gonna do today. Go to meetings. Kind of a fucking loser. Right? That's the same way I look at people laugh who got upset about, you know, Michael Sam, the gay football player, kissing his boyfriend when he got drafted. Everybody bitch moaning and complaining. It's like, dude, you know what? That's what you get for watching the draft. All right? Now, once again, what kind of a fucking loser just sits there watching round after round? Yeah. Fucking stupid-ass groups. People apologizing to them like they have some sort of power. Look, if you're being a dick, apologize. But other than that, yeah, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Everybody getting in trouble. Like a bunch of children. I was doing a gig in Dallas and some waitress wrote on a piece of chalkboard. She goes, we like our beer the way we like our violence. Domestic. Right? Yeah, I gotta tell you something. That's fucking in. Read that joke, you know, just be like, wait a minute. This is the dumbest shit. Dude, they have all kinds of signs out there telling people not to hit women. People still do it. What do you think wife beaters are doing when they drive home? They're like so focused on hitting their wife, then they got blinders on, they're not reading anything. They don't see that don't hit you, whoop you. I'm actually going to have a Holocaust-themed pool party later on this summer. I am. Once everyone gets in the pool, yeah? It was weird. It was like it was offensive, but like refreshing. You know, I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, she got in trouble. That the old...
It's all my ink. I have this mic on, so...
Yeah, that's all right.
Be a gentleman and help me out with my question.
Hey, Tony, can you believe that marriage didn't work out? Yeah, I can't believe believe your relationships don't work out.
You want me to be a soft, one of those Twitter tough guys? When guys come and sit on the couch, I go right after them. Don't you respect me for that?
No, I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
If we went to a movie together, would we sit next to each other? Would you want a seat between us?
Oh, Jesus.
Because that's a tough
I'd
deal.
want to sit like 9 rows behind you and just tug on your ponytail.
You savage.
That's what I would do.
I'm blind to... Here, let me help out before you yell at me again. There you go. The love. There's the love.
Isn't your idol Richard Pryor? Everybody?
Nobody brings.
I felt good.
Make sure you're speaking to the mic. Make sure you're speaking to the mic. There you go.
You're whatever incognito. You're an enigma.
What, because I make a pie? No, you know what it is? You're not a good listener. You've known me for 10 years. You have no idea who I am. It's all about comedy with you and moving up the ladder, pushing people out.
A lot of people think that they're uncomfortable with my elevation. Are you uncomfortable with it?
No, I just see all of your insecurities.
You giant desk.
Look at you.
How are you?
Oh, it's
I
good
love
to-
that you did the audience applause for everybody. Yeah, there he is. Come on. Keep it going for him.
While people are talking about eating fake,
That was before.
I don't want to be responsible for that shit. I didn't. But if the kid was in the fucking building,
before. Will you shut up? Jesus fucking Christ.
I got to tell you, the Laker fans are even worse. I can't stand them. At least Yankee fans show up at the start of the game. They're running over here.
No, the mushrooms are fucking killing me, man.
I knew it wasn't just weed. I was just like, there's no way I'm taking a hit off of that. There's something going on here.
Mushrooms, baby. The shrooms. I'm shrooming.
You know how fucked up this is? He's shrooming, and he's wearing pants like he went riding a horse today. Like side saddle or some shit.
I'm just going to tell you how I discovered you.
I do owe my whole career to you. Yeah. And he's wearing pants like he went riding a horse today. Like side saddle or some shit.
I'm just going to tell you how I discovered you.
I do owe my whole career to you. Yeah. I was struggling until Bobby Lee discovered me.
Oh, no. Not discover you in terms of like you did it on your own, obviously, but no, in terms of my awareness of you.
Oh.
Can I tell you that story?
Oh, no, I remember it was a big day in my career. Bobby Lee is finally aware of me. Bobby Lee discovered me.
Oh, no. Not discover you in terms of like you did it on your own, obviously, but no, in terms of my awareness of you.
Oh.
Can I tell you that story?
Oh, no, I remember it was a big day in my career. Bobby Lee is finally aware of me. Am I on Bobby Lee's radar?
See, this is what he's going to...
This is when things start to happen.
I'm not going to allow this to happen.
Reversal.
I'm not going to allow this to happen.
Reversal.
Yeah. I'm just going to plug away. You know what I mean?
Listen, you can talk to him all you want. Am I on Bobby Lee's radar?
See, this is what he's going to...
This is when things start to happen.
I'm not going to allow this to happen.
Reversal.
I'm not going to allow this to happen.
Reversal.
Yeah. I'm just going to plug away. You know what I mean?
Listen, you can talk to him all you want. I can hear it.
Really? Is that you in action, or is this another photo shoot?
It's a photo shoot. People do photo shoots.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever seen like a movie poster and you'll see a movie star
I have.
who's clearly I'm not trying to shit on his website. What is it called again? Zippitydoodah.com?
We've never taken a break in the middle of a guest.
I know, I had all this momentum going. Now I got to start all over again. Go ahead. Go to the card. See this? We won game one. Here comes the second of the doubleheader.
because the older guys, Robert Kelly's and all that, they all call you Billy. Colin calls you Billy, but I fucking Bill.
I'm
you know
just
what I
a
mean?
maintenance.
Yeah,
it's more of a necklace.
When the chain's out,
he has on a fat chick ankle bracelet around his fucking neck.
I love that you have the jib camera for this, like it's an action movie. Let's swoop in at these two guys sitting in these unbelievably small chairs. I literally feel like I'm gonna fall onto the floor. This is insane. You really went all out with the audience, though. They got full-size adult chairs.
hip now to wear this.
okay.
This is my nightclub look.
How about I give you $5 and I want to watch you line dance in your I'm a racist cowboy.
So your Christian background is part of the show. Or at
Yes,
least
and
2
I wanted to
episodes.
talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far. You know.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Who did?
I'm telling you, you need to Google.
Oh, good Lord.
So did you feel you were
probably
being disrespectful, or just you were just having fun with?
Probably
being disrespectful, or just you were just having fun with some of the crucifixes and stuff like that?
I don't even know what I mean, we did maybe 2 jokes about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
You know what?
Where
Technically,
they just sort of kept moving them around. You know, like those killer whales at SeaWorld. After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
And he's wearing Stetson cologne or something. It's just really overpowering.
How you doing?
You know what he looks like? He looks like the first guy who gets his ass kicked in a Steven Seagal movie.
No.
The background guy behind the big kingpin. Why don't you handle this?